Santa has agreed to debate himself on this subject. This is a very, very busy time of year for Santa Claus, so he's going to be brief, but they're each going to make an opening statement, a rebuttal, and then a concluding statement. And I hope very much at the end we'll have time to ask questions. They're going to be bringing up some terribly important philosophical questions about the meaning of Christmas. So be thinking about this. We're going to call on some members of the audience to ask some questions at the end. Hopefully Santa will not have to rush off before we get to that.
This sort of controversy and the animosity that attaches to it runs entirely counter to the whole spirit and, yes, the true meaning of Christmas. But what is the true meaning of Christmas? Well, simply this. As the days grow short and the weather grows cold, as one year comes to an end and another is about to begin, and even as we realize how fast the days and years of our lives go by, that we stop and think about what really matters to us. It's a time to think about how lucky we are for what we have, and especially for having each other. It's a time to stop and think how far we've come over the course of history on this tiny little planet in the immense vastness of the universe. And how much we need, maybe now more than ever, peace on earth.
I'm really glad to be here, and I need to be here so that you can hear that the true meaning of Christmas is that of the love and the sacrifice of a single man. Yes, we're talking about a more than human man, one who's standing right before you folks, because the true meaning of Christmas is me, Santa Claus! Anyone who says different is sniveling, postmodern, secular, progressive, un-American nitty. Now, don't go off saying that's name-calling either. Some people just can't stand the truth. And so they object to people like me who are always in relentless pursuit of the truth, and that is the truth.
Well, you might think I'd be flattered to think that Christmas is all about me, but it actually makes me sad to think that anyone would take that idea seriously. The truth, and the truth is something I care about very much, is that anyone who believes that Christmas is all about Santa Claus doesn't even remotely understand the true meaning of Christmas. Because it's not me that's important. What's important is the ideals that I stand for, and that everyone who participates in Christmas stands for. The universal ideals of human decency, caring, and generosity.
Well, what you've just heard, dear ladies and gentlemen, is typical, again, multicultural, secular, progressive, diversity, nuttiness, in a word, baloney. He describes me, Santa Claus, as emblematic of Christmas, the symbol of Christmas. And then he says it doesn't matter what you call it. Excuse me, I am Santa Claus. It matters very much to me that you don't call me the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy. And yes, I could wear a blue dress or a thong, and I could live in Palm Beach, Florida, and so on, but I don't. And until I do, Christmas will have very much to do with me and my white beard and what I choose to wear and where I choose to live and so on.
I am not the true meaning of Christmas. I am only one, and certainly not the only one, who promotes the true meaning of Christmas. Don't confuse the messenger with the message. The message existed long before I did. You know, people trace me back to St. Nicholas, for example, a Catholic bishop who lived in the 4th century in the town of Myra in Nave, Turkey. But you know, the Vatican never actually made that fellow a saint. And he had nothing to do with Christmas, since the Catholic Church didn't then or ever claim that Jesus was born on December 25th. Bishop Nicholas probably became associated with Christmas because his feast day was December 6th, and because he tried to spread the same message that I do of generosity and love-givingness towards children.
There are some people who say that I exist only in the imagination, but if that's true, I still exist in the imagination. And if love and generosity and devotion are also things that you can't weigh or measure, if they too are sort of in the imagination, then it could be that I'm kind of a shorthand for those things. If this is true, then being could be said to bring the benefits of love and generosity and devotion. Those things are much better than toys, or perhaps toys come from those things after all, because material plenty isn't just the product of greed. And gifts are given for a reason, most of the time out of love, generosity, and devotion. I leave it to you to draw your own conclusions, folks. I hope that we have given you something really to think about. Just remember to ho, ho, ho! Have a Merry Christmas!
Well, Senator, I know time's getting short. We have this guy who's a journalist who insisted on attending today after we sent out the press release, and he just got to get his question in.
Yeah, Santa, Woody Bernstein here from the Dallas News Press Democrat Republican Gazette reporter. I'm interested in following the money with you guys, and I'd like to know, who's propping you up? Where are you getting all your dough to run this Santa operation? Come on.
I think I'll take that one. Oh, that's a good one, young man. I'm very lucky because in my world, money doesn't exist. For how can you put a price on love or generosity or devotion? But go ahead and write something that will make people forget all about the Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus editorial. Christmas is not done being invented yet and probably never will.
Thanks so much for coming today, Santa. I know you're drawn to the next room there too where there's children, and they're probably looking forward to seeing you also, Santa. Thanks so much for coming today.
Merry Christmas!
We saw it here first, folks. I don't think Santa has ever debated himself before, especially not on the meaning of Christmas. Wow. Because you came today, you got to see it. We're gonna